Trey, folks, 7-Eleven, the deuce, and the nine. People, we have another groovy Hoover Hay to present to you all. You culture enthusiasts, man, you Hoover Knights, and the collective. Today we have with us original OG cartoon from Nine Deuce Hoover Crips. Look, man, they said it couldn't be done. He's here. He's gonna present you guys, man, the history, the origins of this Hoover thing, man. Look, who was there, how they got started, and where they were created from, the underground Crips, man, to be exact.
Yes.
If I got that right.
You're right. You're right.
Through Bloodstone.
Melvin Calloway.
Melvin Calloway. All right, man. So look, man, who we have here, man. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. I already did that, but it's always best to let this man speak from his own mouth who he is, man. Go ahead.
My name Cartoon from Nine Deuce Hoover Crip. So I'm gonna introduce myself to y'all out there in the real world. You know how we really got started from UG Underground up under my oldest brother Bloodstone, West Side Crip. But us UGs, we started off on 94th in Hoover. Got connected with the other side. So I ain't gonna wreck the name, what they was calling themselves back then, but my oldest brother, the one who came out with the word Hoover Crip. Hoover Rising, not surprising. So we done that. So back then it was 9 Deuce, A Trey 7-4. So Melvin said Hoover Rising, not surprising. We start from 112th, y'all. We go all the way down. You count the numbers. So he done what he done. Rest in peace, my oldest brother Bloodstone.
But, let me jump in there right quick, though, Cartoon. Just to clarify, man, when Cartoon said 9 Deuce, 8 Trey 7-4, he's not saying to anyone or trying to affirm that 9 Deuce was, boom, you know, the whole thing, the creation from day one. He's just saying, you know, that's what he represents. He's acknowledging that 7-4, 8 Trey, 9 Deuce. 9 Deuce, 8 Trey, 7-4 were the first sets on Hoover.
Yeah.
You know, that's what, you know, so let me clarify that, man. But I want to backtrack a little bit also, Cartooning. You know, just getting to some early shit, man, before Melvin, before Bloodstone created, you know, 9 Deuce, man. What was it like, man? How'd y'all grow up? What area did you guys grow up in first?
Well, first, we started on 106 in Figueroa, around the DLs, the Denver Lanes.
Okay.
My oldest brother, Melvin, was always a West Side Crip. You know, I used to watch him walk straight down 106 in Figueroa, straight across, straight up 106, going to the west side. Him and my cousin Eddie, Fast Eddie, was always West Side Crip. But I grew up around the Denver Lanes when I was going to elementary school. So that was the first game that I was ever really around was the DLs. It's called the Denver Lanes. But things that grew and things that happened in our life, we wound up moving back on the west side, 101st. That's when I became a baby Crip, which a lot of people don't know about. They're claiming they're a Crip. But check this out. And then from there, I went to UG Underground. And then from there, we wound up moving on back on Figueroa, 193rd. And then I became, when I knew I was UG Underground, we was on 9-4. And that's when we connected with 9 Deuce. But I ain't gonna say what name they used to call themselves. I'm gonna leave that up to my cousin Robert because it's a lot of Hoovers want to get involved with this conversation. But I am the original OG that can stand up on this. I'm not putting nobody down from Hoover, but if you my age, 65 years old, and if you wasn't with it back then when I started, it ain't too much you can say. But I got to turn my phone off, y'all. I'm sorry. But I had to break it down from there. I'm gonna let them hit me back with something different because this kind of threw me off.
Jump in there. As a matter of fact, man, when you spoke about Melvin, when you spoke about Bloodstone being original West Side Crip, who put Bloodstone down? How did that? You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the history.
Well,
because he had to come from something.
Well, I would say if somebody did put him down, it probably was my oldest cousin Eddie. You know, Fast Eddie. Yeah, my OG cousin.
Was he cripping? Was he gang banging?
Yeah, Eddie was always cripping, just like Melvin was. West Side Crip.
Okay.
You know, around all the OG West Sides.
Okay.
You know. But like I say, Hoover Rising, not surprising. It came from the Calloway family, you know, so I had to lay it out to y'all how it really happened.
Okay. You know? So when Melvin decided, I mean, how old was he first off?
Well, he was 24 when he passed away. So Melvin was young.
Damn, young man.
Right. So he
When
put
he
it
started
down.
game banging, how old was he?
Right. Well, I probably say he probably was younger than that, probably 13, 14,
Wow.
15 or whatever.
Yeah,
you
most
know,
you guys started out
that I knew of before I found out more about.
Yeah.
You know, so he started young. You know, when the Crips first broke out, it was West Side, East Side was two Crips that ever came out.
Okay.
You know, so a lot of people don't know that.
Okay. So
You
when
know.
Fast Eddie bought Mel Bloodstone into the Get Down, did you come as well? Did y'all come together, or did you come
No, because
after
see,
Mel?
we was
After
living on the
Bloodstone?
other side of town,
Okay.
106 in Figueroa. And that's
Okay.
when I used to go to elementary school, Figueroa Street School.
With who?
And I was always grew up around the Denver Lanes because that
Okay.
was all I was hanging around with because I
Okay.
couldn't leave the house or the block.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, so I know a lot of OG Denver Lanes.
All right.
So even though they older than Hoover's, a lot of people don't know that. you
What the
know.
Denver Lane
Yeah,
set
Denver
is
Lane
older than the
set
Hoover
is
set.
older than Hoover
All right.
because they've been out way back in the 60s.
Yeah, I didn't know
So
that.
yeah. DLs are old. They are old gangs.
Okay. Were they
Back in the
Bloods
day.
back then,
Well,
or were they something else before they were
well, they was
Bloods?
called DL straight out because what trips me out, I noticed their colors red, but back then it was black and brown.
Oh,
You know, so now they wearing
wasn't
red.
red back then.
It wasn't red back in the 60s.
All right, that's something new.
So they changed their colors to straight red. You
Okay.
know, so a lot of things changed.
So you guys, the transition then from 106, you moved into what, the
Wind up
90s?
moving back to the west side.
To the west side.
Yeah, before Crips ever broke out.
Okay.
Because we was living always on the west.
Okay.
You know, before Crips even ever came out.
By the time you got back to the west side, though,
Then Crips was there.
Bloodstone was up and running.
Bloodstone was up and running.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
Melvin
so
Calloway.
how did that happen then? How did you you saw him one day
see,
said,
it's
man,
like,
what's up? I want
it's
to be
like
down,
this
put me
here.
down.
You know,
How'd
I
that
had
happen?
two older brothers, Melvin and Kurt. So
Okay.
I wanted to be like my oldest
What was
brother.
their street names?
You know, Kurt's name was Kane from West Side.
Okay.
Crip.
Yeah.
You know, Melvin name was Melvin Calloway. You know,
Okay.
he named himself
Okay.
Bloodstone when he got with
Yeah.
the Hoovers and started the Hoover Rising, not surprised.
Okay. But
You know,
before he was Bloodstone, he was with the West, he was with the
always
Undergrounds
with the
and went by
yeah,
Melvin
it went from
Calloway.
West Side Crip to Underground. Because see, Underground had a house on 104th and Western.
Mhm.
That's where they used to get their ditching parties at.
Okay.
So from that ditching party, they had the Underground house on 104th and Western. That's when they came out with the thing called Underground.
Okay.
You know, and so back then when I was West Side Crip, Baby Crip, my name was WC.
Okay.
So if you see me throw up the WC, it stands for Willie Calloway.
Okay, WC Willie Calloway.
Stand for Willie
So
Calloway.
now you jumped in there real quick. You started banging from West Side Crip when
we moved off 100.
What year can you recall?
That was back in probably 71 or
71.
70. Yeah.
And but just to be clear, West Side Crip was also underground.
No, first it was West Side Crip.
And then it was underground.
And then it became to be underground when they used to go to this ditching party. It was a house that was
when it became
underground because the windows sit low at the ground.
Like a basement, like get out.
Right. So that's when they came out with the word underground.
Here's the thing about underground, a lot of people don't know. Underground been around a long time. Huh?
Yeah.
And they was on where Hoover is now. Or in that area, right?
Well, no, underground always been on the west side.
Okay.
On the west side.
All right.
See, back in the days, you know, like I say, I don't want to jump the gun and go too far because I want to leave my cousin Robert and the rest of the Hoover some room to speak up on a lot of things that I don't want to damage what they want to say because I'm not here to hurt no Hoover feelings. But like I say, I am original OG. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to try to keep it the way it's coming at me. I'm not trying to throw too much out there, y'all. But I'm going to tell you something. 9 Deuce is the one who started the Hoover Rising, not surprising, up on the Bloodstone, because everything around 92nd had to turn Hoover straight out.
Why did Bloodstone come with that phrase, Hoover Rising, no surprise? Why? What happened?
Because once the UGs got connected to part of that Hoover thing, Melvin asked him as being a Crip from the west side, and he knew how it was. He had that hard way of wanting to fight. Just like he taught Dopey how to chunk them things. Yeah,
Dopey
9 Deuce. And Dopey tell you, but he ain't here to say it. But he had taught Dopey a lot how to stand up and box, because that's how West Sides used to do. You had to go head up.
I heard that a lot, man.
You had to go head up.
Fight, man.
You had to know how to chunk them things. See,
wasn't a whole lot of gunplay back then.
Wasn't a whole lot of gunplay back then. You had to know how to swallow. So he taught Dopey a whole lot. So Dopey was the ones that could stood up to my brother Bloodstone, because he taught Dopey how to chunk them things. But like I say, since he say like a Hoover Rising, not surprising, everything around 92nd had to turn Hoover. You had the Walnuts on one end of Colden.
Okay.
You had the Democrats on the other end. You had Triple C on the other side of Vermont. You had the Manchester Park Street Boys right there. Nine Deuce took that part. When we was together with A Trey and we all had a little clique right there on 94th. Like I say, I ain't gonna say too much. I'm gonna let my cousin Robert spill the rest. But we all met up and Rod hit Empire Mark, and we met up at Manchester Park, and Nine Deuce took that part from Manchester Park Street Boys. So it's a lot that Nine Deuce had did up under my oldest brother Bloodstone when he said Hoover Rising, not surprising. Because that part belongs to Nine Deuce and all Hoovers.
Okay. Let me jump in there real quick. Now, in all due respect, when Rob come, Rob say what the hell he gonna say.
Yeah, he gonna say what he gonna say, but I'm gonna let him throw his out there.
You're here now.
Yeah.
Say what you're gonna say. See, one thing about this platform, if there's a dispute or somebody want to refute something, they can. That's what
yeah.
So you're here now, man. Say what it is. You know what I mean? And then Rob, when whoever here, they can
clean it up.
You know what? Cartoon said, but wait a minute. This
yeah. Okay.
So,
okay.
By all means, man, don't put that on nobody else.
Okay.
Go, let it do what it do.
Like I say, they didn't call themselves Hoover Chris back in the days, y'all.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let it be known. The Crip came from UG Underground, Bloodstone.
Okay.
Okay.
That's where Crip came from.
Yeah, that's where it came
Hoover.
from. For Hoover.
Okay.
From up on the Bloodstone.
So what? So when Joe and them started down in the 70s, it was Hoover.
Joe.
Hoover Joe.
Well, Hoover Joe, I give Hoover Joe his props.
Okay.
I'm not gonna put it out because I met him when I was in YTS and I threw it up on him, 9 Deuce, and I let him know where I was from. But see, Hoover Joe, that's just his name, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That's his name. But like I say, it wasn't straight called Hoover back then. Okay. It was called Groove, just like that. With the H, with the groove. But just like I used to ask Bird when A Trey used to hold up 3 fingers, I asked Bird, what did that mean? He said, that mean A Trey. I said, well, since they hitting up the Trey, then we gonna hit up the Deuce. So I came out with the 2 fingers for 9 Deuce. So we gonna keep it real, just like my oldest brother said, Hoover Rising, not surprising. Like I say, look how far we go. 107, we had a meeting over there with the West Side Crips. So they didn't want to do nothing. I was about to do something crazy, but I didn't, thank God for my oldest brother. But, now since Moo seen that we made a success and did what we did, he wrote the name on the wall. But Moo didn't do none of this.
Well,
9 Deuce done that because West Side Crips used to mess with Moo back in the day.
Hold on, Carson. Let me slow you down because you get putting the cart before the horse on this one. Could move.
Yeah.
That's after the fact.
Yeah, well, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
He ain't done that.
We're going to discuss that. I want to get to Moo. Because Moo,
right.
I want to get to that part about the wall.
Right.
And all that 107 on the wall and everything. So initially, like I said, you moved back on the west side.
Mm-hmm.
You came back home, so to speak.
Yeah.
Bloodstone, what you went and got him, said, man, look here, I want to be down, put me on 92nd Street. What,
I didn't have to ask them. I was a crazy back in the days, man. I didn't have to ask neither one of my brothers. I didn't even have to ask neither one of my brothers nothing.
All right.
They knew that I was the one. I kept the guns. Didn't nobody give them to me because if I seen you with it, I got you. I caught you slipping. Both of my brothers tell you, I gave them both heat back in the day. So I would kept it real. I was a gun thief. That was me.
If you saw somebody,
guns was my thing. Guns was my thing. Okay. And anybody know that. That's original from OG, A Trey, a 7-4, a 9 Deuce. That was my thing. But I'm gonna keep it real with you. No, I never did have to ask my brothers to put me in on nothing because I was there. See, I had older cousins that was there.
Right.
So we were, as a family, our family was big. Mm-hmm. And everybody from Hoover knew our family,
Okay.
Just like my oldest cousins and brothers and stuff like that. We had it like that. Callaways. We had it like that with the Alphas and the Mitchells and the Williams. We had it like that. We had a big family that wherever we moved, we was there.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it wasn't no asking. It was called get in the car. Okay. Get in the car. Kept it real.
I can appreciate that. Get your ass in the car. And so that's what the start was for you.
Yeah.
And immediately you said you built this this reputation for
Yeah, I
yourself.
built this
You came to be
reputation up
known
for
the guy with the
myself to
gun.
come behind my oldest brother and them. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you moved back to the West Side. You got involved with the 9 Deuce Hoovers. Did you go to Bret Hart?
Yeah, I went to Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Got
all
kicked
three.
out.
All three cement. Okay.
Got kicked out. Never graduated from. Only thing I graduated from elementary, Figueroa Street
Okay.
School.
So you went from Bret Hart to what?
Bret Hart, Birmingham High, kicked out of this, kicked
Okay,
out of that,
Birmingham.
kicked, you know, just all the way around the world.
Who'd you meet in terms of, you know, in this early stage or part of your life, you just getting initiated in this gang shit? Who did you come across reputables? Did you know Barefoot Pookie? Did you know
Barefoot Pookie,
Cutes?
Barefoot Pookie, Tookie, all them.
All them, yeah.
It all started right there first.
Okay.
West Side.
All right.
Tookie, Blackie, all them. You know, even when they used to have Bay's Gym right there on 101st and 102nd in Vermont. That's where Tookie and everybody used to go. You used to have him a pet bull with a Crip rag on him with earrings in it. You know, and it just surprised me how he got killed. It touched my heart.
Yeah.
You know, but that's just how things go, though. You know, a lot of OGs, because Tookie used to fight police in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
When I was West Side baby Crip. You know, so I seen it all. I grew up under the Crips. Crip had always been part of my life. No other gang has been part of my life. I just grew up around the DLs.
Gotcha.
But Crip had always been me.
And no disrespect in terms of what you're saying. You never was a set hopper, so to speak.
Right. I was never set hopper.
Yeah, you
right.
originated from
I just
Hoover, and that's
grew
what
up
it is.
around them.
Right. Gotcha.
Like I say, I was young in elementary.
Okay.
But other than that, Crip always been my thing up under my brothers.
So
you know,
we have yourself, we have Bloodstone, Looney Tune. So besides yourself, there was Looney Tune, Bloodstone. Who else? 9 Deuce reputables you grew up with, just laying down this foundation.
Well, I got my cousin Robert. I call T. My baby brother Tyrone T. You know,
it's Saint Rob. You talking about Rob?
Yeah, Robert. Yeah, I call him.
Rob and you guys' age group.
No, he's not. Robert's up under me, but I'm just saying. You know, that's like I say. We had a big family, so we was always there.
Okay.
You know, so my baby brother Robert, you know, and hey, my sisters, you know,
Okay.
come on, we was there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like I say, our family always stayed in the group.
Yeah.
You know, and then around the group of my family, it was who. You see what I'm saying?
Got you.
So when Hoovers came around, they knew where to have fun.
Y'all was a gang inside. Y'all was a gang
You know,
with
I had
the
a cousin live on one end, and cousin live on the other end. Auntie lived down the other way. You know, mom lived around the corner. So that was us.
Okay.
You know, because my father, him, this sister always stayed close together, no matter where they moved. Robert family and my family, we all grew up together because my father and his older sisters always moved together, no matter where they moved.
No matter where they went.
No matter if it was on the east or the west.
Okay.
Them two followed each other.
So there we go. When did Dopey come in the picture? Could you mention?
Well, Dopey came in the picture, like I say, when we all met up on 9-4.
Okay.
You know, and everything didn't go the way it was supposed to go. So we all got together and went done what we done and hit Empire Market, and everybody had fun, tossed it up like salad, and met up at Manchester Park. And ever since then, we claimed it, and that's been ours ever since.
So you met it at that time. Was the Manchester Park
Park,
boys?
yeah, right there on Hoover. Yeah, they
y'all ran them up out of there.
They had to go. They had to go. Okay. And Trey seen what we was on. They had to come get with 9 Deuce to help get rid of the Figueroa Street boys. So it was a lot of things we had to move out. So all the movement was from Trey and 9 Deuce.
Okay.
7-4 was
the activity. 7-4 was more like laid back kind of cast.
They seen how 9 Deuce was really chunking them and throwing them down back that way, making everything turn over. That's just the way it went.
And then that's how.
So when Trey Hoover seen that popping, they had to get with us, and we all met behind the house of Yoo-Hoo. Okay. We had to get rid of Figueroa Street. Right there on Fig. So we had to get rid of Figueroa Street boys. You see what I'm saying? So like I say, my oldest brother said Hoover Rising, not surprised. We done it. We done it.
So y'all set the stage.
We set the stage for Hoover to grow the way my brother said it was supposed to be.
Respect,
Hoover Rising, not surprise.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Hoover Rising, not surprise.
Now, another thing about the set, man, about Hoover, that surprised me. I can't speak for other people, man. You know, once they found out, was that Hoover it originated with Hoover, so to speak, people that lived on Hoover, so to speak, but it consisted of individuals from everywhere.
Well, Hoover's didn't know Crips like Hoover. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Didn't know Crips like Hoover.
Whoa.
No
Let me stop
Crips.
you, Cartoon.
See,
Hold
you
on.
didn't know this. You didn't know
No,
this.
and
You
I'm
didn't know
glad.
this.
I'm glad you bringing this
You
out.
didn't know this.
I'm glad you bringing this out.
That's why I say you got me. And I'm gonna
So
keep it
then
real.
what? Then what is what? There's a saying that, or it was said that Crips from the East Side, Compton, Watts, West Side came to Hoover. There was attraction.
I'm gonna tell you
come on,
like
speak
I'm
to
gonna
that.
tell you like it is. When Hoover started busting loose like they did, Hoover Rising, not surprising, did no Crip liked it Hoover. Simple as that.
Come on,
Because it was
East Side
called
to the West
it was
Side.
called Hoover Rising, not surprising. We came up in your house and we hit that hand moving on you, walking in your house.
Wait. Do that again.
Hit that hand
That
moving
groove.
on you, that groove that Bloodstone made. Once we hit
Bloodstone
that
did
on
that?
you, yeah, that was called Hoover Rising, not surprising.
Okay.
Once you hit that on you, sitting on your couch drunk, that messed up your whole party. Did no Crip liked it Hoover. We tried to give West Side a chance. We tried to give this a chance. Only person got tight with Hoover was A Trey Gangster and Q102.
Who are now East Coast?
Yeah, East
Yeah,
Coast. And
yeah.
and Nine Deuce and East Coast, if y'all didn't know, got together with us on 9-4 and made that song Crip Dog. Hoovers and them done that. Look it up on your phone. Crip's gonna take all over this. Nine Deuce and them got together and sung that song. Shitty bang, number Crips and things. Yeah, that happened right there on 99-4 when we were still right there on 94th Street.
What year
Crip
was that?
song. That was back in the 70s.
Whoa.
Yeah. They just pull it up on your phone. It'll pop up. Because we had a brother stayed over there that was from that east side that lived on that corner house right there on 94th. That's where we used to go and have fun at. And they got with us and we got together with the OGs like my brother and them and Big Rock and the OG homeboys. They got us together and went on the east side, did what they had to do and made a song called Crip Song. Shitty bang bang, number Crips and things. Yeah, Nine Deuce was part of that too. See, a lot of y'all don't know.
I sure.
A lot of y'all don't know.
History in the making.
History all up in here,
History
y'all.
in the making. So, damn. You know, boy, they gonna want to come out the woodwork now.
Well, come on
They
now.
gonna want to come out the woodwork now, man. That's a good look. I appreciate it. Because you know, I've talked to some guys, man, and from other sets, from other Crip sets, and by their account, they love the set. You know, it was somewhere they could come. Well, let me put it to you like this: they would come down in the 70s and hang out.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, see, like I say, people say what they say, but did no Crips really like the
like the set?
The bottom line. See, that's why the young folks now today try to take the word Crip off
and use
but
criminal.
See, you can tell, they use criminal. But see, you can tell how old the brother is from what he say. Like if you ask me a question, I'm gonna say Hoover Crip. That lets you know I'm original OG. Keep it real with Hoover Crip, man. Because it echoes off shit. Trying to say something different about Hoover Groove, you sound like you don't want the next brother next to you know where you're from. It's great, say Hoover. Let it be known. Let this blood hear you, or let whoever hear you.
I hear you. Now, we're going to cover some of that too, what you just said in terms of what we're dealing with today.
Yeah.
You know, in the community and shit, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people saying this shit, man, in a lot of ways, the effects of it, man, kind of, you know, fucked up the community. The community's going downhill as a result of this shit. Right. We'll discuss that too.
Right.
Let's get back to this though. I'm just still shocked about, you know, Crips not liking Hoover. You know, in my mind, that didn't come to the late 70s.
Let me say something to you, bro.
And that's fine. I get you.
I'm finna hit you with something hard. Okay. Check this out. All O's hang together. Y'all didn't even know that.
All right.
You know why? 40s, the 30s, the 20s, the 60s. Y'all know why they all hang together? Because they can't outdo Hoover Crips. Even in the pen, all O's hang together to try to come against Hoover. Hoover is that hard, y'all. You better keep it real. It shows in the state penitentiary and it kind of shows on the streets. Didn't know Crips really liked it, Hoovers. Now keep it real. All O's hang together. Yeah. Now ask somebody just stepped up out the penitentiary. Hoover's against every gang that's in there supposed to be a Crip. And it's the same way on the streets. Keep it real.
I can recall growing up, man, especially going through junior high, man, Bethune, You know, back then, like, we from Hoover, and everybody would stop. You know,
right.
it had a certain effect.
Right.
It had a certain
And let it
effect.
be known that you wasn't trying to whisper what
Right.
hood you was
Letting
from,
them know where
straight
you're
Hoover.
from. Yeah.
So if you was way over there, you heard the whole word.
Yeah. And because you're talking about this, you got to look at it like this, though. Well, you can look at it. You should look at it. Consider this, that you're dealing with a different generation. Shit changed, cartoon.
Yeah, it
You know,
changes.
shit changes. You know what I
but,
mean? Shit evolves. So,
Yeah.
you know, for what worked for y'all.
Yeah.
You know, that worked for y'all. These times, we dealing with a whole different generation, not just on Hoover.
Right.
All around Hoover. You know, and Hoover's in case. If a lot of people don't know, we surrounded by everybody. We're in the heart of this shit. You know what I mean? And from all sides, we get it.
Right.
But I think that go for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, everybody. You know, everybody says, you know, they say it differently now.
Right.
You know, I don't know.
But like I say, I can't say it like that. I got to keep it real.
Keep it OG.
You know, I got to keep it real. You know what I mean? I'm not going to flavor it and change it. You know, it's like the color used to be blue. Now I flipped to orange. I don't understand that. But I leave it alone. I leave it alone.
You know, I got you.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Okay, so look, man, let's head back, man. You know, because that
come on,
with it, man. Dopey, old man. You know these dudes.
Yeah.
Did you know these brothers?
Yeah. Dopey's married to my cousin Pee Wee.
Is that right?
Yeah. My cousin. She rests in peace too.
Yeah.
And they got a son named Lil Ricky. You know.
Okay.
That's my cousin. Yeah.
He from the set as well?
No. Everybody.
Go ahead.
Everybody that was from Hoover, all our kids is from different hoods.
From somewhere else. Yeah.
See how that go, y'all?
Yeah.
See how it go? From somewhere else. So a lot of people that's my age, we got to keep it real about, just like I know this is my son, the one S-Bomb from the 40s. Okay? But that's my son. And I'm gonna keep that real. Okay.
S-Bone was your people, man?
Yeah, that was my son, man.
Yeah,
I raised since he was 3 years old. He was 46 when he
rest
got
in
my
peace, man.
You know something happened to him.
Yeah.
But that was my son that I raised. I've been with his mama for 43 years. You know, next year be 44. You know, and my heart goes out to my son and my family. My wife really is hurting. You know, my son Willie, my daughter Destiny, my grandbabies talk about him every day. I go to work, I cry a lot, but I try to be strong. I walk these streets, I deal with the feeling, the pain in my heart of my son, cause my son, you know, and then I had to deal with my family, you know, and I had to be there for my wife. You know, the one was my son, even though he was from the 40s, but still that was my son.
Still family.
And I really had depend on some of you who was being there to support me for losing my son. And I expected some 40s to be there to do the same thing. I can see.
So no one supported?
Nah. If it was,
mother
or me.
From Hoover or from 40, no one came to support.
If it was females. But that wasn't what I expected to see.
You know, you just said some of those, you know, as far as Hoovers are concerned, I can't speak for nobody else. A lot of our offspring are from other sets.
Yeah.
A whole lot are from other sets.
That's so my age is all from other sets. You know,
it makes you wonder then how the hell we got these issues.
Right. Well, see, that's
why
my
son is from East Coast or from 60s. How the hell we not cool?
Right. That's what got me. You know what I mean? But like I say, you know, it's all good. And my son shot out there a lot of knowledge out there about his lifestyle. He wasn't putting nobody down on YouTube.
Yeah.
He was speaking of good stuff about himself, where he been to pen, how many times he been shot. He kept it real. He didn't put nobody down. He didn't backstab nobody like people doing on YouTube, using it as a way of snitching on people. And that was my son, S-Bone. Yeah. More peace.
You get it out?
Yeah, I got it out.
Now let's backtrack then. Let's go on back a little bit more. And, you know, like I said, though, you'll be able to address at the end of this, man, whatever you want to say. You know, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
To be mindful, though.
Right.
About my platform.
Right.
You know, disrespect nobody. Right. There's been a lot of times.
Yeah. But you let me put it out there. That's good. That's good.
You know,
I just wanted to get it off my heart, man. I just want to get it out there. I want to get it out. I ain't going no further. Yeah.
Listen, man. Dopey and old man, y'all Nine Deuce got some real reputables, and not only were they real reputable, Deuce was some good dudes.
Right.
Outside of what the public see, you know,
Right.
our camaraderie,
Yeah.
how we, you know, interact with each other. You know what I mean? Both of them, for me, I just be, you know, to lace me with just solid shit. Hey, man, fuck that.
Yeah.
You know, but said gonna kill you.
Right.
Don't do this, man.
Right.
Get your ass out of here. You know.
Right.
So for me, that was some positive, you know, reinforcement.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I was on the yard. It was what it was.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
And they would see me like, hey, nah, homie, go home.
Right.
Man, I got life.
Right.
So what?
Right.
Go home.
That's
Don't
right.
Take that for what it is.
That's right.
You know, and that's how I end up here now. So, you know, speak to guys like that, Dopey, you know, old man, and others, man. They were stumped down Hoovers. I know this. You know, but I know there was another side to all of us. There's another side to all of us.
Yeah. Well, it was always another side. You know, Dopey was real about himself, man. I love that brother, man.
No matter what is it,
right. That Dopey was more than homie. He was family, man. I mean, man, that crazy dude, man. Dopey wasn't no joke. Yeah, that was family, y'all. He gave me a little cousin, little Ricky. Yeah, Dopey was real. He's married to my cousin Pee Wee. And I'm gonna keep it real. Rest in peace.